Hi everyone, Michael Cavacini here with today's Book Daily Deal. And today's Book Daily Deal is quite timely. So it is Behind the Staircase by Michael Peterson. So just last night I finished watching The Staircase on HBO with my wife, and it is a miniseries starring Colin Firth as Michael Peterson. As you may recall, Netflix did a documentary a few years back on the whole Michael Peterson case, where he found his wife dead at the bottom of the stairs, and he, went to jail for this because he was accused of murder. It was a whole crazy story. Well, after years later, Michael Peterson wrote his own book called Behind the Staircase, where he talks about that entire experience, including life in jail, life after jail, and all that stuff. So if you're interested in his point of view on this whole situation, this is a great book to check out. You can get it for 34% less than the regular price. And for those of you who are curious about, I think he's guilty, I don't want to give him money, here's the good news: the money goes toward charity. So if you buy this book, you're not necessarily giving it to Michael Peterson. You're giving it to 3 separate charities that are going to benefit from the sale. So, basically you have nothing to worry about. And you can get it for 34% less than the regular price right now by clicking the link down below. But let me read to you the publisher's summary so you can get a little bit more information about this if you're not familiar with the case already. So December 2001 was the beginning of a long, arduous journey for Michael Peterson, who was accused, placed on trial, and convicted of murdering his second wife, Kathleen Peterson. In Behind the Staircase, a memoir, Peterson recounts the events leading up to the incident, which would forever change his life. After spending 8 years at the Nash Correctional Institution and several attempts at appeal, Peterson filed an Alford plea, changing his original plea from not guilty to that of guilty, yet still asserting his innocence. His sentence was converted to voluntary manslaughter, and he was subsequently released from prison for time served. Having spent 98.5 months behind bars for his allegedly killing his wife, Peterson was finally a free man. In Behind the Staircase, Peterson shares the devastating events of Kathleen's death, his trial and conviction for murder, and many grueling years that he spent with murderers, rapists, gangbangers, and pedophiles. In Peterson's own words, he painstakingly describes what his life has been like since the fateful night nearly 20 years ago, and what it has meant to him to be ultimately released from prison. Peterson's story has been featured in many film and miniseries episodes, each sharing its own twist of events based on the original trial, interviews with jurors, and the retrial proceedings. Behind the Staircase will leave you questioning what really occurred on the evening of December 9th, 2011, and how, if at all, Michael Peterson involved, if he was involved with his wife's death. And hold on, that's a typo. December 9th, 2001. Not 2011. They should probably update that. But anyway, so that just kind of gives you the gist. I mean, it's a crazy story. If you've watched the documentary or you've recently enjoyed The Staircase on HBO and you're looking for his take on things, here you go. Here's your opportunity. Definitely worth checking out. I plan on reading it myself at some point. So thank you for tuning in. If you've read this book, what do you think of it? If you plan on reading this book, what intrigues you about it, and do you think he's guilty or not? Feel free to share your thoughts below, and if you've seen the HBO miniseries, share your thoughts on that too. I thought it was great. I thought Colin Firth was fantastic, as was Toni Collette and others. But thanks for tuning in, and happy reading.